Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Yet another day where crypto prices globally continue to slide south. Not so fun, but the pain won't last. In fact, data shows that it's not long-term holders of cryptocurrencies that have caused the recent price drop. No. The pain that XRP and crypto holders are feeling, it's due to the drop in market, will not last forever. And a lot of the ones that needed to exit, and I'll show you exactly what I mean, they're gone. And it's just been interesting because the self that you're seeing, understand, there's no data that I've seen, at least to this point, to indicate that this is from institutional purchasers that are like, oh my gosh, we better get out of that crypto space. I'm not seeing anything like that. If that happens, of course, I'll report on it. I personally have not seen that. But I thought, given the prices are down today, and it's not just XRP, it's crypto on the whole, given that they're down, I thought I'd share with you this image that I find to be comical. It was created by XRP community member XRP Crow, who does all sorts of awesome infographics, which I share on my channel from time to time. For those of you not looking, there is a spaceman. And where is he? Is he on the moon? No, he's not on the moon. He's in a cheap-ass apartment on a mattress without a fitted sheet. Just laying there. There's no blast off for this poor XRP, man. No. But look, again, the pain will not last. All good things in time, my friend. So I got a bunch of perspective from a number of analysts, but before breaking things down any further, I do want to be clear that I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos all up in this bitch about crypto-related topics on the YouTube, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this, XRP's down to 57 cents, Bitcoin down to $33,967.74, and market cap down to 1.59 trillion. I hate that yet. Bitcoin dominance at 40.54%, and I don't give a damn about any of it. I think that emotions are stupid, so I just don't have them. None of this emotionally impacts me. But it does impact a lot of others. You can see here, XRP actually got down as low as 56 cents. And we're pretty well at. We're right on the edge of Bitcoin's 24-hour low. I mean, again, it's the second I record this, 33,974. 24-hour low is 33,892. And the crypto fear and greed index, it hasn't been this low, my gosh, in a long time. The last time I remember it being in this range was probably early to mid-January, if I'm not mistaken. It's the crypto fear and greed index is at 11 out of 100, indicating that market participants are in extreme fear. Crypto happens fast, folks, but none of these poor short-term thinkers, these poor short-term thinkers that don't know what in the ever-loving hell they're doing. I sleep easy for a reason, folks. And so I tweeted this out earlier today before Bitcoin wasn't quite as low at the time, but I tweeted out the following this morning. Bitcoin down to $34,540. Almost no laser eyes people in sight. Amazing what roughly 12 months will do. Does this scary, in quotation marks, drop indicate Bitcoin, XRP, etc. are suddenly less viable long term? Might the price drop have about nothing to do with that? Well, you know what I think. I think it has about nothing to do with fundamentals, about 0%. And I think that this drop has nothing to do with the long-term viability of any crypto asset. And in fact, you'll see, because when I get to the part, there's this Cointelegraph article, it's the entity that covered this. It's about the short-term people that sold. And I'm sitting there looking at that, and I'm just like, it's just emotion-based. It's people. If you're scared about your crypto holdings, look, I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold. Do what you got to do. You do you, all right? But I'm just telling you, my gosh, it doesn't make sense to be emotionally buying and selling here. It really does. And this, I must insist, this is my personal humble opinion, which is the right way to say the word opinion. Quit saying it weird, guys. This does not matter. In fact, take a look at this. I like this tweet, so I want to share this. This comes from XRP community member Crypto Bull XRP, and he wrote the following. I will never forget staring at my phone in March of 2020 when Bitcoin dropped to $3,800 and XRP plunged from 35 cents to 11 cents. It really looks like we were going to zero. And he has a laughy emoji after that. And then he wrote, so bring it on. Show me what you got, because I ain't selling. Exactly. So that's the attitude that I have, which is why I've said so many times, and it's worth reminding a lot during more tumultuous times like we've had over the last several days or so in particular, that all the volatility that we've seen ever since the last bubble popped over 4 years ago with XRP, dropping down to whatever it was, 20 something cents, and then back up a little bit. At some point it got up to, in 2018, up to 80 cents, very short lived, then back down to whatever the hell, 20 to 30 cents for a number of years, basically bounced around there, down to 11 cents, up to 80 cents, down to 50 something cents, and then the SEC news broke, and then it got down to like 16 or 17 cents, but then it got up to like $2 and then back down. I must insist that all of that price action I'm citing has nothing to do with the long-term viability of XRP, period. My bet is that it's well, here's what I think. One of two things happens. It either goes to zero or it goes to just an absolute fortune. And I'm betting on the latter. I don't think that XRP goes to zero. I don't think that makes sense to think that based on all publicly available knowledge to this point. I just don't see it. I don't know that for sure, but I'm very optimistic for a reason. So the thing to understand here is that all the volatility in between doesn't matter. It's not an indication of long-term viability. So I'm waiting for the moon, folks. That's it. It's that or bust as far as I'm concerned, for me personally. You do whatever's right for you. I'm just saying that's the way that I'm looking at this. Then there is this tweet from Credible Crypto. And he wrote the following. He's talking about a whale, which he actually referenced during a number of other dips over the year. And I've highlighted it from time to time. But there's this whale that before these dips happen, puts in these bids. And you just think, well, is it really going to go that low? And every time that, at least Credible Crypto's talked about it this year, they've all gotten scooped up. So I was kind of curious about it. I don't remember if I noted this particular whale before this dip, but I was reading this because Credible Crypto, I follow him, and he was talking about this. And looks like the hungry whale got its feast. Check this out. Phoenix whale almost fully filled now, and the lows at 33,000 are looking juicy. This is what I am looking for as per my last tweet. Flush into 29,000 to 32,000 untapped demand, a bounce, high or low, pamp it. Again, not expecting 28,000 lows to be taken. So there you go. Hungry whale put in the bids and just buying these people. So think about this. These short-term purchasers, which I'll be talking about towards the very tail end of this video, they're panic selling, and this whale is a hungry whale happy to purchase their fear. That is incredible. The story never gets... A tale as old as time, folks. It never gets old, though. It never really gets old. Here's another tweet from Credible Crypto. He's talking about Bitcoin here. I will add, this $29,000 to $32,000 region is not some new level I have come up with. We talked about this area 2 months ago. It was always a possibility until/unless our bottom was confirmed with a M1 close above $46,800, which we never got. This $29,000 to $39,000 region is now likely to be tested. So that's what we're looking at now. So it may dip a little bit lower, but he doesn't currently see it going much lower than that. And it doesn't mean that it'll get into the 20-something thousands, but even if it does, I will be sitting here like, so what? I just don't give a hell. It doesn't matter. I am super Mr. Long-Term. That's it. And I am Mr. XRP Bull, by the way. And then Income Sharks on Twitter shared the following with his 305,700 followers. He wrote, hashtag Bitcoin. Actually, I'll make this chart full screen while I'm reading this. Hashtag Bitcoin obviously has been in an uptrend. Bitcoin has obviously been in an uptrend since January. Being unbiased is looking at this chart and seeing a bullish uptrend, hence my bullish stance since January. The fact that we can be in an uptrend during such bearish times shows strength, not weakness. And then he also wrote this in a separate tweet, and this is all from today. Bulls were greedy at $68,000, calling for $100,000. Now, bears getting greedy, calling for $27,000. If you were willing to buy the top at $68,000, you shouldn't hesitate to buy here. You didn't see me calling for $100,000, and you won't see me calling for $27,000. And he's talking about Bitcoin, obviously. So this is the right concept, okay? And I'm not an analyst because I just don't care. I don't want to get into that type of nitty-gritty stuff. I'm just a set it and forget it type of guy. I just want to buy and then hold, and then one day I'll wake up and be like, oh, it's time to sell because it's worth so much more. Like, that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. But he's saying it's the same concept. when it's high and everybody's euphoric, oh my gosh, it's just going to keep going. Eventually, it doesn't keep going. And then when it feels like it's never going to stop bleeding out, eventually it stops bleeding out. And so whatever the masses are saying, they're typically wrong. And if they're not wrong in that exact moment, give it a little more time. Then there was this tweet also from Income Sharks. And he wrote, and I'll make this, he's got a little graphic here, so I'll make this full screen. And this is interesting because it's in line with something that many in the space have been talking about, certainly within the XRP community. I've been talking about this. It's the idea that crypto follows the stock market. And so he's talking about this hashtag stock market crash. And so in a tweet from May 6th, he wrote, last time I saw hashtag stock market crash trending was March 2020. By the way, just pause again. That's when we were just talking a little earlier in the video. Crypto Bull was talking about how XRP went down to 11 cents, March 2020. It was the whole pandemic which led to it. But again, it's because it's stock market, equities, and crypto followed, including XRP. So he says the last time he saw hashtag stock market crash was March 2020. And then he says counter trading these trends historically has done really well. Combine that with the amount of salt and bearishness on Twitter, and things are coming along nicely for a bottom. Right? That was May 6th. And again, look at where we're at today at 11 out of 100 on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. And then just this evening, just a couple hours or so ago, Income Sharks wrote the following with this graph. It's amazing to see how good of entry points for Bitcoin these would have been if you waited for hashtag stock market crash to trend. History doesn't always repeat itself, but it's interesting to see the data for this. Incredible. And it is true, though. We see this. And so when you get that bearish on the stock market, that's because then you get because the stock, again, crypto follows the stock market. When stocks are that bad, that's when you can expect, typically, even bigger crashes for crypto. So even though they move in tandem, bigger swings up and down for the crypto asset class. And so if things are that bad for the stock market, what do you, and that means that it is for crypto too, probably. What do you think that means in terms of opportunity? And that's why he's saying historically, be good to be aware of this. And then there was, actually I can just jump into this now, from Cointelegraph. Here's the headline. Bitcoin clings to $36,000 as data suggests Bitcoin price sell-off came from short-term holders. And this is before, obviously, we saw what we saw today. We're dropping down to 33,000 or so, and we'll see where it bottoms out. But check this out. They have this little subheading titled, February buyers may have exited Bitcoin positions. Who'd have thunk it? Analyzing possible reasons for the extent of Bitcoin's losses beyond stock markets, on-chain analytics platform CryptoQuant noted that speculators may have had an overriding influence on the week's proceedings. So pause. Before I go any further, just ask yourself as I'm going through this, do you want to be one of the lemmings? Because the lemmings followed themselves one after another off the cliff to their own demise. Off the cliff into the hungry mouth of the Phoenix whale. happy to just fill up on those lemons coming off the cliff into what would have been a watery grave, apparently, but in this fake scenario, there's an actual whale just hanging out there, just nomming on them. Anyway, the piece continues. Exchange inflows, it revealed on the day, had involved coins dormant for a maximum of 3 months and thus likely to be owned by more speculative investors. Pause. Coins that were purchased within the last 3 months. So these are really short-term people. I mean, there could be some people that are long-term holders. I get that are holding, but it is the coins, because Bitcoin blockchain's public, you can track this. It is the coins that were held short-term that ended up being sold. What do you think that means? It's the typical retail speculator that doesn't know what in the ever-loving hell they're doing. Oh, these poor little useful idiots. Because they're the ones that cause the volatility. I appreciate their, the impact that they're having, because I like the swings to the upside. You know what I mean? And then the piece states, 3 months ago, around the start of February, when Bitcoin/USD began rising rapidly after putting it in its $32,000 lows. As such, those investors would have hit the break-even point this week. So there you go. They bought. It went up. As soon as it got back down a bit, oh my gosh, now I'm too scared to hold it longer. And they sold it. That's what it looks like anyway. If you can find any information, let me know. Of any information about institutional money panic selling. I just haven't seen it. I just can't imagine. Let me know, though. I think, if anything, institutions would probably be buying around here. But everything's fine. To my fellow XRP holders, the pain won't last. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.